And welcome back, guys, to another episode of Watching Ball Like a Ball Player. I need to get like a cool graphic, like an explosion, watching ball like a ball player. If you have any ideas, put them in the comment section on the hub and let me know what you want that intro to look like. Explosion, like a baseball bat cracking something, I don't know. Something cool. But anyway, we're here for episode number 2. So, guys, for those of you that watched episode 1, thank you so much. I hope that you're getting something out of this. That's why we're doing it. Because ball players don't watch baseball games just like any old fan does. Okay, ball players watch the game looking for specific things, watching for those little details that are going to help you increase your baseball IQ, and which will absolutely will translate into the game, because you're going to see these guys do things and you're going to start to see them frequently when you start looking for them, and you're going to implement that stuff into your own game. Okay, baseball IQ is what I call the 6th tool, right? So there's 5 tools. Number 1, hit for power, hit for average, running speed, arm strength, and defense. It's 5 tools that you get graded on when you're being scouted and recruited. Okay, that 6th tool is baseball IQ, and it's a separator when you're being evaluated in recruiting, meaning that it's going to stand out, and that can be a reason that a school offers you a scholarship or doesn't offer you a scholarship. And the main way we improve that baseball IQ is by watching baseball. Okay, not that hard to do, but we got to make sure that we're watching and looking for the right thing. So that's why we're doing this. So today we are watching NC State versus NC A&T. See, I had to look at the screen there again. NC A&T. So I don't know anything about this game other than on the YouTube video title here it says great game. And the reason I wanted to pick this is a midweek game. Okay, so here's what midweek game means. It's out of conference, except for a few rivalries around the country that are in the same conference. Midweek games are 2 teams from different conferences. In this one in particular, NC State, Power 5 school versus a much smaller school that I'm sure a lot of you may have never even heard of. Okay, but they played a really good team in NC State. They played them really tough. So I wanted to pick this because, for a few reasons. Number 1, there's really good baseball being played outside those major conferences that you're used to seeing on social media and all that stuff. Okay, but number 2, midweek games are really interesting sometimes. So this is how college baseball works. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are the weekend series. That's when these teams play their conference games, and typically when the best starting pitchers are going to throw. So Friday night is typically the best starter. These teams want to get off the weekend series with a win. Saturday is going to be their number 2. Try to win the series on Saturday. And then on Sunday is their number 3 pitcher. Now, sometimes they mix Saturday and Sunday up a little bit, but midweeks are going to be that 4th starter. A lot of times you're going to see freshmen get their first starts in midweek games, or just guys that haven't pitched enough, and before they throw them into that weekend role, they're going to give them innings and let them get comfortable starting games in these midweek games. So, without further ado, let's get into NC A&T versus NC State.
Into the shifts, right to JT Jarrett.
Big shift there.
That's definitely the start.
Scouting reports. They have pretty advanced scouting reports now in college baseball.
First pitch swinging, and this is right to Jarrett as well. A 5-pitch inning to start. Lead-off hitter. The last handful of games for the Pack is Groover. Tees off, and this ball is long.
First batter of the game for NC State. That's one way to start it. Second pitch that they saw.
Second of the year for Gino Groover.
That ball really ran in. Guys, kind of a low 3/4, almost sidearm. Ball ran in, made him pay.
That's a really nice job by Groover right there. It's a fastball. Like
no showboating, just gets around the bases.
The years have gone on.
Oh, Tommy Tanks. I'm sure you guys all know him now.
And for the right reasons.
Double play ball.
Good play.
4, 6, 3.
Good play. Pretty textbook right there.
Should.
Batting average.
Another one?
Enough of this. Into right it goes.
Not going to get there.
And just in front of
down the zone. make his defense work a little bit. Another ground ball right there. Nice play by Green.
So, guys, the 0-2 pitch. You saw it. I don't know if you saw that pitcher's reaction there, but he wasn't happy with that pitch. Like, he wants to put him away here, and he left that breaking ball up a little bit. Watch his reaction.
Work a little bit. Another ground ball right there.
He knew he missed his spot, but
Green.
third baseman made a good play for him. So you can get away with that stuff when you're ahead in the counts a lot of times.
High fly ball to right. Marcy.
Ball's going to get.
At the wall.
Come here, fence.
Reaches up, and he took one away.
Oh, I thought that was getting out. Well, it was getting out until he caught it. So watch this play. Good little teaching tool here for you outfielders.
High fly ball
he gets
to right.
back.
Marcy.
Gets back to the wall, finds the wall, then jumps. Okay, very, very good. That's textbook on how you make a play on the wall like that. You get to the wall, find the wall, you feel the wall, and then time up that jump when the ball's coming down. That was very good. If you watched Vanderbilt and Michigan in last week's episode, you saw a very similar play with Enrique Bradfield. He didn't rob a home run. It was close, but same thing. Got to the wall, found the wall, timed the jump. Now, again, home field for this guy. He knows where the wall is. It gives you a little bit of an advantage. But as a away player playing at somebody else's field, that's something that we got to learn before the game.
It'll be a leadoff walk.
Leadoff walks never work
6
well.
doubles.
But he comes back and gets that guy. Hit a home run off him last time.
As Tommy White gets his arms extended.
Tommy Tanks.
Ball into deep right center field, and
off the wall.
Top of the wall.
That's a good piece of hitting right there.
Hold up. He thought it might have been caught, and he'll stop at third. But Tommy White.
So with those balls right there, okay, he absolutely could have scored on this play right here, and be interested to see if his coach says anything to him. No, we don't get to see that. Okay, and here's why he should have scored. I know that ball was close to getting caught. Okay, but as soon as that ball's hit, you can see where he is. He's, almost to second base, which is good, but not great. Now, here's why he should have scored. Okay, we need to be creating momentum towards around second base, towards third base as that ball's coming down. So it was clear that this center fielder wasn't camped under the ball. There was no guarantee that he was catching that ball. And in these situations, we almost want to err on the side of he's not going to catch the ball, because that's the difference in a run, scoring a run or not scoring a run, if we're not moving when that ball's coming down. So what he should have done is got to where he was there, almost to second base. The ball's coming down. We can see the center fielder is not getting underneath the ball. He's still chasing it down. And then as the ball's coming down, we're moving around second base. So when the second we see that ball isn't caught, we're off to the races. And he scores if he does that. But he was sitting there and waiting. So when the ball hit the wall, he was flat-footed. Now he has to start up that momentum, and because of that, he didn't.
Off the top of the wall.
He didn't get the score. That ball even bounced a little bit, so that's not great base running right there. He needs to be moving on those balls. So for you base runners, when you're on first base and your teammate crushes one, and it's in the gap, most likely getting down, get way out there. We can be on second base or even around second base, and as that ball's coming down, we're just kind of shuffling, creating momentum. Because if he catches that ball, even if he's creating momentum around second base, there's no way he's catching the ball up against the wall and then throwing a Rick Ankiel laser beam to first base and getting him out. If he does do that, tip your cap, because he made an outstanding play. But we're trying to score a run on that play right there. And remember, if you're around second base and that outfielder catches the ball, what do we need to do when we go back to first base? Touch the bag on our way back. If you skip second base, you're out.
And that ball is
and the next guy absolutely launches one.
Doubter. Home run number 5 of the year.
Getting around the bag, around the bases. Okay? Not showboating. It's early in the game. Like, here's my philosophy on the famous bat flip. Here's when you're allowed to bat flip. Walk-off home run, game-tying home run, that's a no-doubter late in the game. Big situations. Remember last year, Tennessee hit a walk-off grand slam against Wright State? You better flip your bat there. That's just my opinion on that. But see these guys, they hit an absolute tank, okay? In a midweek game in the 3rd inning, they're not showboating. They're not drawing all the attention to themselves. There's a lot of game left. It's not out of hand by any means. And just get around the bases. That's my philosophy on that.
9 times out of 10, those good hitters are going to take advantage.
Tough play here. Brown
Still got him.
makes it. The routine.
It's a good job by that pitcher being an athlete.
I don't know.
Where was he going when that ball's hit to the right side? To first base. That's why we do that. You might not have to be at the bag every single time, and you don't have enough time to see the ball hit over there, look, and like, all right, I got to be there. That guy's safe every single time. That was a unique play, obviously, but he was able to get an out there because he was moving in the right direction. He was doing the right things.
Good pitch by Brown, including Catherine, out to throw the first pitch. And on the first pitch of this 4th inning, Josh Hood takes care
laser.
of that ground ball.
Sport you're in, but you're a hero to some people.
Would it be an athlete pitch?
NC State does a great job.
Just relaxed on that throw over there. Didn't overthink it.
When I was here, but we definitely had other partnerships that
ball was touched. Good play by the shortstop. A couple years we'll be watching Aiden West do that.
If this ball stays fair, off the very top of the wall in the corner.
Have yourself a day, Will Marcy. He definitely has the frame of it.
He's got pretty good speed. Can he beat this one out? Yes, he can. Pretty easily.
So that's a tough play for the shortstop there as far as being able to turn 2. Where that hop was, he would have had to been really aggressive and almost field that ball on the run and flip it on the run. So he elected to, this ball's hopping about right there, so right behind the baseline. So the most important thing here, obviously, and you guys have heard this a million times, is get the lead runner, okay? In a game that's 4-0, we just need to get outs. If we try to do too much to turn a double play in this situation and we miss the ball, now that's a run, and they're going to have 1st and 3rd and no outs. So he sat back a little bit, but the most important thing here is that when we catch the ball, we're moving to second base. Can't catch this ball flat-footed. So catch the ball, he's moving to second base, follow his flips.
Yes,
second baseman does a pretty good job there. The guy's running well, and I'll take that all day.
Second, and Souls is going to score. Safe is the call at second, make it 5-0. Gruber looking to go to left again.
Gonna hit another one.
Ball's got a chance. It'll stop on the warning
Must have been
track.
wind. Must have been wind.
It's like when you get stuck in the rain and you're already wet.
Long run for Palali, and this is going to be over his head.
Not the best route ever.
One of the top hitters in the Big South. At it again, Anthony Hennings cruises into.
Short-lived in high school. Nice play.
Good job
right
looking back.
Yeah,
Okay, notice where the short runner on second there.
Short-lived in high school.
Makes a good play, third baseman. Shortstop's moving this way, and he's just kind of on his way to third base. Now, we don't have to go full-out sprint there to get to third base, because where he's at right now, if he just keeps moving that direction, there's no chance that that runner on second is going to beat him there. And that's kind of just knowing the pace of the game, and it might not look like he's hustling as hard as he possibly could be. And I use this example a lot in the big leagues. Like when they hit a ball to the second baseman in the big leagues, they might be hard out of the box. The second they see him field that ball, they slow down a little bit. They understand the level that they're playing at. They also play 162 games. These guys play 56 or 57 games minimum. So you just got to make sure you're able to be there when you need to be there. He doesn't have to sprint that way. He's just moving that way.
He's 3 for 3.
And that's all you need to do.
Such a
You don't
good
need to do
fundamental
too
baseball
much.
team.
Here's a base knock. Alex
They're getting
Seaton goes the
on
other
board.
way. They're going to test Noah Souls' arm. Throw will be cut
It's his
off.
cut.
And the
If he
Aggies
launches
on the
that
board.
ball, another runner in scoring position. So it's a good job hitting the cut right there.
Line drive. Should be 2. JT Jarrett will step
Good
on
play.
the bag.
Good be an athlete.
Well, he's been busy today in the field. The sure-handed second
And
base.
NC A&T's trying to find some barrels now. New pitcher for them.
Shallow right. Alex Seaton makes the catch.
Schools, bigger teams Definitely get them ready.
This ball's drifting away, and it'll drop.
So let's see where the infielders will line up here. All right, so tandem relay. What's a tandem relay? Or a double cut? Okay, a ball that is hit that's a sure double. Okay, so as soon as that ball got down, kind of behind those outfielders, we knew that kid, or they knew that kid was going to be on second base. It was a double. So that's when we go to a double cut. So here's the second baseman right here. Here's the shortstop. Why do we do a double cut? Because there's no reason for this shortstop to be standing on second base, and there's no reason for this first baseman to be standing at first base if there's really not going to be a play there. So we go double cut so that the outfielder's throwing it to this first guy. But if that throw comes in high or the throw comes in low, bouncing at his feet, we just let it go, and the shortstop's right there to be able to relay that ball if we need to relay it. Now, they didn't have to right here, but they lined up right. As soon as they knew that ball was a double, they go out into that double cut tandem relay situation, and the first baseman is always trailing that runner. So if he does take a big round around second base, then we're cutting this ball right to second base. So that's a good job. Good job on those guys. That's just sound baseball.
As it is, regardless of sport.
3-0.
How tough do you think it is?
You hate to see that.
A mile in the air. Boy,
just missed it a little bit. Probably not the best pitch ever swing at 3-0. But
that's what kind of people don't understand. You got to retrain your eyes to be able to see that.
umpire had to think about that a little bit.
Tough pick.
Good play.
Yeah, well
very good play. Way to be an athlete, come get the ball. He couldn't sit back on a chopper like that. That's very good.
Back-to-back walks to open up the
70 pitches through 6 innings. Not bad. He's starting to walk some guys. And
Jarrett charging hard, and he gets Bussy at first.
But moves the runners up.
Across.
Obviously, it wasn't the goal to hit a chopper like that, but.
And that's 3 pitches from Kanan Silver, and you see just how effective he is. Silver makes a mistake there, and Hennings, just like you said, he's going to make a
capitalize on it.
Score 2, and the Aggies are right back in it here in the 6th.
Yeah, looking for that big hit.
In between, they played on Saturday and then 2 on Sunday. Josh Hood wobbles, has no time to make a play.
So would it have been good for him there to kind of go pump fake and spin, and because that runner is anticipating him throwing that ball, and so now third base coach's job is when he sees that happen to hold him on the bag and make him stop on the bag, but you always never give up on an out or don't look for another out because we just booted a ball. There's still an opportunity there. Pump fake and spin. Not always going to be there, but it's just a good habit to be in those type of situations that we can always steal another out from the team.
Jarrett on the shortstop side of the bag.
Second baseman's busy today.
Well, Baltimore chop right over the head of the third baseman Hennings and into left fields. Well, how many times have you seen JT
understand the pace of the play from left fielder there? I mean, guaranteed you couldn't see him around that bag. Guarantee he was coming hard around the bag to try to look for 2. And but the left fielder did a good job getting the ball, getting it back in. I see a lot of situations like that in travel baseball and just youth baseball in general, where the left fielder is like, it's just a single, lackadaisical, boom, that guy's at second. College players are looking for that bag every single time. So as a defender, you got to know that. And we don't want to rush through it. There's no reason to rush there. As long as you field it cleanly and get it back in relatively quickly, then we're keeping that guy at first base.
Appearances as Green strikes out. You didn't go to
in parts to build a big program. Nice play.
Some really good plays from these A&T guys.
That
was a really athletic play.
Bill Edwards and Drew Morton, JT Jarrett, Devontae Brown.
Groover stings this one into center, but they
guys barreling up some balls today.
TJ Ash runs.
So that's the second ball that he's kind of misplayed there, and I want you to pay attention to just his pace moving to that ball. So it's a routine ground ball, and it kicks up on him. Now, I wouldn't say he necessarily played that wrong, but he absolutely could have been moving to that ball with a little better, like the hop that kicked up on him, that's probably the hop he needs to get right there. But he's just kind of waiting back on that ball a little bit. Okay, so it has an opportunity to take a hop like that. That's why we always want to have active feet and moving through our catch every single time.
Leverage.
The second baseman seems to be doing it right today, though.
JT Jarrett makes another solid play.
Hard 90 there.
He gets him with the changeup.
Moving through his catch there. Ball's going to keep finding you the second you start doubting yourself. We talked about that last week with the center fielder from Michigan. And
did not want to see his
you see it with this shortstop. The ball's going to keep coming to you, I promise. That's why we got to have a short memory, why we never let one error turn into two. Or two turn into three in this situation.
Ash comes in.
He's got A&T guys are playing with energy. They're in the ball game in the 8th inning. You know, you can just see their body language and how they're moving around and how they're swinging, that they believe that they're in. And I think that a lot of young kids don't really.
Ash comes sliding into second. That's a
they don't think that stuff's important. Okay, you can choose to have good body language. You can choose to hustle. You can choose to take great swings. And obviously, this is a close game. It's a big game for them. It's an in-state, rivalry, and they want to come in here and beat the big dog NC State. So close game in the 9th inning now. They are certainly believing that they're going to win this game, or at least they have an opportunity to win this game. But you can see it the entire game. They're playing with energy. They're attacking baseballs. They're taking great swings. They're hustling on and off the field. All those things contribute to the momentum and just the feeling in the dugout. Sometimes it's not going great, but we can trick ourselves into believing that we're staying in this game, we're going to come back or whatever it may be, just by having great body language and hustling and having good energy. And these guys have all game.
Player on
they
the
really
right
have
side
all
part
game
of the bag. This is going to be a tough play.
Here comes Souls. No, Groover made the catch.
And that's why it's very interesting to me.
Good job by the first baseman. That's a tough play.
And he walked him. So now the go-ahead run to the plate. Now keep in mind, not this time. Silver gets his man again, and there's two.
Good job by the pitcher.
He struck him out. Ball game over. The Aggies got the
that was a very good game.
First, but Silver strikes out a pair.
It's a tough loss for them, but let's kind of talk about these two schools. Obviously, some of you probably never heard of NC A&T. Everybody has heard of NC State. So they're the big recruiters. They get the best recruits. They have, national recognition. So who would you, if I asked you who you thought was going to win this game before this started, I would think almost 100% of you would have guessed NC State. But it's not about who has the most talent. It's not about who hits the ball the hardest and who hits it the farthest all the time. It's about who's executing in situations. Now, NC State was helped out by some long balls in this game, but they absolutely made more mistakes than NC A&T did. That's why it was a ball game to the very last out, because they made mistakes. NC A&T capitalized on some of those, and they kind of had to hold their breath a little bit with the go-ahead run at the plate and the tying run on first base. One swing of the bat, and it's a tie ball game, and we're either going into extra innings or they have to come back and tie the game or win the game in the bottom of the 9th. So those little things absolutely matter. This game, they got away with more mistakes than the other team. That doesn't happen that often. So when you're playing, you got to understand that every single pitch, every single play matters. My coach in college used to always say, if we could redo 5 pitches, just pick 5 pitches where the outcome wasn't good for our team and redo those pitches, you'd win almost 90+% of those games. And I started paying attention to that ever since I heard that, and it's 100% true. We don't know out of the 140 pitches in the game. We don't know which 5 pitches we would want to redo or which are going to determine the outcome of the game. So that's why we have to be locked in, engaged for every single pitch for the entire game. I know sometimes that's easier said than done. It's easy to just kind of fall asleep. Some games are drag on and they get boring, but you never know when that momentum is going to switch. You never know what pitch is going to cause a comeback to start. So we have to be engaged for every single pitch. And NC State did make some really good plays that allowed them to hang on. But I would think when they're in conference play and they're playing Florida State and Miami and Louisville and Notre Dame and all these really top-notch schools, those type of mistakes are killers. And then we lose ball games because of that, and that's going to affect the postseason, that conference play. So be paying attention to this kind of stuff. After the game, kind of run a rerun through your head and be like, all right, why did this team win the game and why did this team lose the game? Typically the team that executes the most, or at least comes up big in big situations, are the ones that win. We don't know which pitches it's going to be that's going to win a game, so we got to be engaged for all of them. So I hope you're enjoying this stuff. I love doing these videos. Believe it or not, this is my second one today. I did the first one on a different game and the audio wasn't working. So I'm like, I'll just do another one. Okay, I'm really enjoying this. I hope you guys are getting something out of it. Look at the schedule for the upcoming week. If you see some games that you'd like to see me do a watching ball like a ball player on, let me know in the comments on the hub. And I want to pick some games that you guys want to see or some players or whatever teams that you want to see. So let me know. Keep being uncommon. You high school guys, keep being leaders on your high school teams. And you young guys, season's starting up here. So make sure you're locked in and you're paying attention to this kind of stuff that we're talking about and you're implementing that into your own game. See you next week.